Will the next Xbox run on ARM? So it's been an interesting couple of days here. We've had some conflicting opinions and reports on whether the next Xbox will be running on ARM. As Brad Sams put out a video saying that the next gen Xbox runs on ARM, and in brackets puts confirmed, and he is relating this information back to a job posting here at Qualcomm, where in that job posting, which I don't think it is actually up there anymore, but if we do go over to his video, in the general summary, it initially had said support the sell-in activities for the next generation of Surface and Xbox products built on Snapdragon solutions, and also says here work with the internal and external stakeholders, including legal, finance, business units, marketing, and field teams to help define the next generation Surface and Xbox portfolios. And then I jumped over to the actual job posting itself just the other day, and it seems like they've actually taken out any mention here of Xbox in here. So whether that was a mistake or not, or whether they just let that slip, that the next generation of Xbox could be running on ARM, not too sure yet, but it is a very interesting prospect to think about, especially when you do think about the next generation and the focus on gaming handhelds. ARM would probably be an interesting way to go with that, especially with things like power consumption and battery life, the fact that they use ARM for their Surface products. All of that would make a ton of sense here for the next generation of an Xbox handheld to be running on ARM. But then we have this article here from Windows Central, who is coming out. This is from Jez Corden himself saying, no, the next gen Xbox does not run on ARM. Here is what you need to know. And he says here, the next gen Xbox console's offering is shrouded in mystery, but as we head closer to the inevitable big reveal, details are beginning to leak out. And recently exclusively shared the Xbox is working on Project Kennan. And this is in partnership with Asus, which we did see the whole Project Kennan thing and the pictures of the actual handheld itself and the first leak of it, where it has bigger handles here on the side. It has the big thing here that differentiates it from the current Asus ROG Ally, and that is that Xbox button here, which is going to obviously have that dedicated Xbox user interface. We've seen Xbox continuously updating their user interface, compact mode, putting battery life, Wi-Fi, and time in the top right corner, something that you would expect to see on a mobile device. So it's really preparing and getting set up for mobile devices. And I think there's going to be multiple of these Xboxes out there, handhelds from different manufacturers, that when you buy it and you open it up, you're presented with that Xbox experience. Now, you can obviously go into full Windows PC, Windows 11. You can take off the entire Xbox experience, but you will be greeted with that Xbox skin, that Xbox experience, and it will be far better than what we are currently getting when you're trying to jump into playing Xbox games on Xbox Game Pass on the current PC handhelds, which is a welcomed addition, because that was my biggest gripe. I buy these PC handhelds to play, obviously, my PC games, but one of the biggest features on there is the Xbox ecosystem. I just found it cumbersome navigating via Windows 11 to do everything. So if they can make that streamlined and easy, I'm all for it. And I will definitely be picking up one of these at some point. The question will be, which one will it be? Because I don't think this Asus ROG, Xbox Ally, whatever they're going to end up calling it, is going to be the only and final one that comes out in that lineup of devices. So that is the first thing that we have been seeing about the future of the Xbox consoles, hardware, whatever the heck you're going to want to call it going into next generation. It goes on here and also says that Microsoft wants the Xbox experience on Windows 11 to be as user-friendly as possible to help support a range of devices that might be more accessible to users who aren't used to or simply don't want the complexity that often comes with PC gaming, which is, I am that user, especially on a handheld PC. I'm okay with the complexity on a PC, on a laptop, on a desktop, but not on the handheld PCs. They go on here and say, from the previous reporting, Xbox next-gen hardware is targeting around 2027. So we still have a couple of years to wait from that. But from what Jez understands here, that there will be a true Xbox handheld made by Microsoft, which is what I had been banking on, complete with a docking station emulating the Nintendo Switch, which is very cool. I think that is a very, very, very smart move by Xbox to do that, to include all of that in the box when they do put out their Xbox handheld. And he says, additionally, I'm expecting an Xbox Series X successor for those who want a more traditional console experience, potentially complete with the ability to sideload PC storefronts like Steam and Epic Games. I think this will be a very premium device. It will be over $700, and it will be for those people out there who want the premier console, sitting back on your couch playing video games on a big TV experience where you're not having to connect a big, massive desktop PC that has thousands of dollars inside of it. But then we have this here, shared by Thurrott.com, with hints from Qualcomm's website, and a job listing on the Snapdragon chipmaker seems to suggest the firm is working on next-gen Xbox hardware with Snapdragon solutions. They also speculated here that the next-gen Xbox hardware might have a Snapdragon chipset, which would be a pretty big step for Microsoft's gaming platform. Now, like I said, this stuff, unless I'm blind, I don't see it in this job listing anymore. And again, I even control F'd Xbox. It is not coming up. So I feel like they saw the reports, they saw the videos coming out about it, and they went ahead and made those specific adjustments, not have that in there, either because it leaked out too early or simply because it was a mistake. And according to Jez here, the next gen Xbox isn't an ARM, so it probably was a mistake. He says, our sources confirmed to me this morning that the next Xbox systems, however, are not based on Qualcomm chips, and there might be some third-party design for Xbox ARM-based offerings like the Logitech G Cloud, but the main plan from Microsoft, at least for now, is for the next-gen Xbox systems to have as much compatibility with your current library as possible. The overheads required to emulate games built for Microsoft's AMD-based systems are beyond what the Snapdragon lineup is currently capable of. So, according here to Just Gordon, this is not happening. Again, I feel like that was probably just a mistake on that job listing. And the reasoning behind it, according to his sources, does make a ton of sense. One of the biggest things Xbox is pushing for, we saw it starting with the Series X and the S, is your entire library. Like, it's one ecosystem. Yes, there's more powerful hardware. It's basically a PC at this point, but they're not trying to make it seem like you're going to be cut out from stuff that you currently own from previous generations, which is a phenomenal thing. It was one of the biggest things for me that really got me excited for the Xbox Series X, which was their focus on backwards compatibility, not only with the Xbox One generation, but with the 360 and the OG Xbox. I know they've obviously slowed down on 360 and OG Xbox backwards compatibility, but we've seen job postings from Xbox themselves and Jason Ronald that it looks like they're doing something here to kind of revitalize that by hiring for positions in backwards compatibility. So I really hope they bring that back going forward into the next gen Xbox, where they can sit down and make sure this thing, it's easy to get all of these older games running on it. So it's simple. You're playing on PC, you're playing on your console, you're getting your entire Xbox library. But it looks like it isn't going to be that way, at least from Xbox themselves. ARM isn't going to be the path that they do choose for the next generation of Xbox. Pretty interesting stuff there. We're getting close. I mean, 2027 isn't that far off. And who knows, maybe we'll get information earlier. We have the June showcase in a couple of weeks. Maybe they will hint at something, whether it's a handheld that could come out earlier before the at-home console. Who knows? But the information will continue to be coming out here between now and the launch of whatever Xbox has in store for us for the next generation. I'm going to end it there. If you did enjoy this video, hit that thumbs up. If you're new here, hit that subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.